How's it going? So, I've just kind of been reflecting on things again, and I do that from time to time, and every once in a while I'll make a video about it. And I was just listening to the radio, and there was this mayor or something. I just kind of caught the tail end of what she said about Texas, the governor removing the mask mandate, which making people wear a mask is just ridiculous. If the truth appeals to a person, then a person should be able to choose whether or not to do that. And thank God I live in a state that has enough good sense to leave that option to people at a state level. Now, local municipalities have tried to force mask mandates, and hey, if a business wants to choose to go that route, then hey, that's something that they have the right to do as a business. That's annoying when that happens, but it happens from time to time when I'm making a video on a backcountry road. But anyway, if you're, I feel like if you're a certain size of a business, like a Walmart or a big grocery store chain, you shouldn't have the ability to then make people wear a mask. But if you're a local business, if you're a small business, if the amount of revenue that you generate's below a certain dollar figure, then yeah, you should be able to have a choice on whether you want to make people wear a mask to come into your business or not. But this mayor said, I hope that people use common sense and choose to continue wearing a mask even though they're not made to wear a mask. And that brings me back to a linguistic issue, and sometimes people think words don't really matter, and sometimes words shouldn't matter. If somebody says something to you and you don't really care about the weight of their energy impacting you with their words, then you just let that blow off your shoulders. It's like somebody's talking trash in a basketball game. Like I saw Jeremy Lin was saying that people in the NBA are calling him coronavirus because he's an Asian American, and you didn't hear a whole lot about that, and that's probably because 70 to 75% of the NBA is black people, and those are most likely going to be the ones that are talking trash, calling Jeremy Lin coronavirus. So you didn't hear a whole lot about that in the media. They talked about it for a little while because he said it, and they had to discuss it because it was newsworthy, but he should just let that roll off his back. Hey, you gonna call me coronavirus? Let this game infect you, right? It shouldn't be an issue. I don't have a problem with it. Now, if you're harassing people and you're chasing people and you're going around slandering people, that's a different situation, okay? You shouldn't do that. Like, if you love your neighbor as you love yourself, if you're handling your business and you're striving to live a good life and be an honorable and respectful person, then you're not gonna do that kind of thing. But anyway, back to the common sense thing. Folks, look around. Common sense is no longer good sense. Man, that's annoying when that happens. I'll just hold it for a minute. Hold on. I'm gonna have to put my coffee down. I'm about to pull off anyway. Folks, we've got to a point in our society where common sense is not good sense. We kind of take that for granted, and people may assume that common sense and good sense are the same thing. But the reason why we promote the idea of common sense being good is because at one point in our nation's history, good sense was common, so it was a good thing to have common sense. Get out and open the gate. Anyhow, when you say you need to have common sense, what that really means in this modern world is you need to have more sense like the people that are average. Common sense would be considered average sense. But if you look around at our society, can you really say that that's good? And I'm about to say some things right here that might hurt some folks' feelings. There might be some folks that may not like to listen to what I have to say anymore, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway because it's true. Common sense is what has led us to being so unhealthy, so manipulated by our avenues of entertainment, and so trusting of what the system tells us that we should go along with. I'm going to give you an example of that. Common sense says, it's just a soda. Common sense says, it's just some fast food. Common sense says, it's just a homosexual union. Common sense says, just go along to get along. Common sense says, let's trust what they're teaching our kids. Common sense says, there's so much history, let's water it all down and make it where you've got geography, you've got sociology, you've got American history, you got world history, you've got religious history. I mean, you got so many different types of history that they're just not covering it all. Common sense says, let's value science and technology and engineering and mathematics without valuing the importance of moral virtues, the traditional moral virtues that established the United States to begin with. Okay? Look around, folks. People are so unhealthy, and it's impacting more than just your physical body. It's impacting the way that people think about things. Because if you're not healthy and you're not and you're not rocking and rolling at a spot that's close to an optimal level, you're not going to feel like exercising. You're not going to feel like going that extra mile to do a really good job. You're just going to do what you got to do to get by. And then that influences other people to do the same thing. I got to honk the horn at these cows. Get out the way. There you go. See how that works? Bam. All right, go up in the next gate. So, anyway, folks, the stuff that they're selling you at the store, a lot of it just isn't good for you. Okay, and especially the soda. And a lot of people don't realize that the soda, it has a processed sugar that tricks your brain into just wanting a lot of it. Okay, and it's a drug. It is a legalized drug, and most people don't even realize it, that they're hooked on it. It's high fructose corn syrup is a lot like nicotine. Okay, and but the dangerous part of it is that people aren't aware of it. They're so trusting that the common sense says we trust the system. We trust that our government is going to look out for our best interests, and they're going to make sure that the things that are in our food are okay. But good sense says people are overweight, people are unhealthy in both body, mind, and spirit. There's got to be a reason to it. Humans aren't supposed to have this high of a body fat percentage. Why is it that way? And then you look at what having excess body fat is going to put you at a high likelihood of coming into diabetes, heart disease. It makes your bones weaker. Processed sugar lowers your immune system's ability to fight off an illness. There's just so many consequences of an unhealthy diet. And good sense is going to tell you that the same people who are controlling the majority shares for those unhealthy food companies, they're also controlling majority shares for those pharmaceutical companies and those insurance companies and all of those entities that are making money off of other people's pain and suffering. Okay? Same people. They're selling you something cheap in the beginning that's going to get you hooked. It's kind of like a drug dealer, right? They're going to give you that. They're going to give you a really good deal on that meth right at the start, and then once they get you hooked on it, they got you. But see, this is a more insidious design that they have in place to make money off of you. It's how our own country is destroying itself. Look how much money is spent on medicine. And then you look at the fact that the number one thing that's bought by people on food stamps is soda. They're creating a market to have to buy the health products that folks are going to need later in life when they're on Medicare or Medicaid or whatever it is. That all is coming out of the tax dollars. That's how they're destroying us from within, because people value profit over other people. Okay. And common sense is going to keep you on this track, on this path of you live and you just caught up trusting everything that's out there at face value as being okay. But I'm telling you, it's there to steal life, to kill you, to destroy life. Okay. And they don't care how it impacts you, because it's putting bank in their pockets. They've rigged the game against the common person. And the common person can fight back. But you're going to have to make some choices that aren't going to be easy in the short term. And I've been down this road. It's been a journey for me. It has been a journey for me to be able to kick tobacco. It has been a journey for me to cut high fructose corn syrup out of my life, to the point where if I'm in a restaurant and that's the only ketchup they got, I don't do ketchup. Okay? And there's other things too. There in other foods. The less ingredients that you have on a label, the better. Okay? You gotta fight the battle as you can fight it. But if you can kick high fructose corn syrup out of your life, you're gonna eat less. You're gonna feel better. If you can kick nicotine out of your life, you're going to have a better digestive system. You're going to breathe better. You're going to feel better. My addiction with nicotine was chewing tobacco. I didn't realize how that was impacted my gut biome, how that was impacting my ability to digest food, how I was eating so much more just to get that taste out of my mouth, how I wanted that nicotine craving to be satisfied right after I would eat a meal. I didn't realize the impact beyond just the dollar figures that I was blowing. And really what it took praying for perspective and guidance to be able to get in a mindset where I was able to drop it off. And man, I tell you what, I don't miss it at all. And then I chew on this stuff. It's not even tobacco. Okay. And that I'm at a point where that, oh my goodness, I got a booger. I think I did away with it. It ain't there anymore, is it, son? I got it. I got it. Anyway, no, you didn't. Sorry about that there. Anyway, this stuff right here has been awesome. And it's just a way to satisfy that fixation. And then this kind of gum, the peppermint one is my favorite, but it wasn't as readily available to me. And then these things right here, no tobacco. No tobacco. I stopped on the day after my birthday. I don't even know how long it's been. It's been longest stretch of went in my life. Chewed tobacco for 22 years. And then if you're smoking, man, just breathing that in, that's just hard on you. And it messes up your cardiovascular system. And I ain't trying to put people into a place where they feel ashamed about it, but I am putting you in a place where I want you to find the motivation within yourself to quit, because you can do it and you're going to feel so much better. But kick the nicotine, kick the high fructose corn syrup, kick the aspartame out of your life. This gum, aspartame free. Almost all the gum that you go to get at a convenience store, I'm talking 99.9% of the gum at the convenience store or at the grocery store, it's got aspartame in it. But you kick nicotine, aspartame, and high fructose corn syrup completely out of your life, that's some good sense stuff to do, because they don't have your best interest at heart. They have their interest at heart, making money off of your pain and suffering. Are you going to let them have that reign over your life, and you're going to shorten your days and lessen the positives of your existence? Then you just go ahead and keep on doing those things. But we can't sit back and say, oh, we need more common sense. Common sense is what has got us into this mess. Common sense is no longer good, and good sense is no longer common. We need to be people with good sense. At this point in our nation's history, we gotta reverse that, because common sense is no longer good. Bad sense is common sense. And it's not going to improve unless we choose to take the steps that we need to take to improve ourselves, so that we can help to have a positive influence on our communities, and then win our communities for the right way, and then branch those communities together. And that's how we make real and lasting change, and keep from going where we could be headed. Have a good one. God bless.